he referred to the passage of Scripture in Luke chapter 16. I'm not going to turn there, but many of you have read this passage of Scripture. It was two men, a rich man who went into hell, and a poor man who went to heaven. The story does not in any way condemn the rich, and it does not in any way say that you've got to be poor to enter into heaven. But let me ask you a question. I wonder, is there room anymore in our churches for the sermon that says, be content with such as you have? Are there room for sermons like that today? And the sermon that says contentment with godliness is great gain? What about the one that says a man's life does not consist in the abundance of the things that he possesses? I want to take about 5, it could take me just a few more minutes to read to you a story today. This is a letter that I received from the mission field. This is the current mission project that our church has undertaken in the nation of Haiti. I want to read this because I got this letter from the mission representative there. I think this will help Americans. I think it will help me. I think it will help you today. Haiti is the most impoverished nation in all of the Western Hemisphere. It is just a little skip and hop from Cuba over to Haiti. As a matter of fact, we're just a few hundred miles from Miami to the nation of Haiti. In the year 1990, I want you to get this, 4 out of 5 people that lived in Haiti could not read nor could they write. As just of 1990, 4 out of 5 people that live in Haiti live in the rural, remote areas, rugged mountains, rugged terrain, and villages that virtually have nothing, where people are starving and dying every day of life. Did you know there's starvation in Haiti? Did you know there are several people there today? Did you know that the peak life in Haiti at lifespan is 50 years of age? Did you know that half the children will die there before they reach the age of 10 years old? Let me read this letter to you before we leave this morning. Their missionary friend says, stories like this is twice this year I've read a letter from him, twice this year. Stories like this have been happening, he says, more and more here in Haiti. The village of Petit Destunes used to be called Babylon. If you know the nation of Haiti, you know this is a voodoo nation. Used to be called Babylon, but when the gospel came in, it says we began to call this village Bethel. Now the missionary says this is a tough area of Haiti. It looks much like a village out of Africa. Mud huts, dry desert like dirt. The poor peasant people work the rice fields for the very rich. There's a few of them that are there. They don't make enough to feed their families. This is where a little boy named Simon lived until a few weeks ago. Simon awoke as soon as the sun was up. He laid there on his little straw mat on the dirt floor and rubbed his eyes. He always knew what time to get up because the sun would shine through the cracks of his mud and stick hut. He lived here in this one-room lean-to with his mother and 5 siblings, a baby brother, and 4 sisters. Usually he was so tired from working long days, 8-year-old boy in the heat of the sun, that he would sleep through anything, even the rats. But last night he could not sleep at all. He had a very horrible dream, but he couldn't remember the dream. He just knew that it was shocking. Ever since his father died, this 8-year-old boy had taken over the lot of the responsibility of his father's chores. Life had always been difficult, even when his father was alive, but now it was worse. His mother had worked for someone in the village washing clothes. She made 15 gourds a day. That's about 4 cents U.S. money. It is amazing the power that U.S. money still has in the nation of Haiti. $8 US will feed an entire family in the nation of Haiti for 1 entire month. This was not even enough to buy a small marmite, and that is a little bit of rice, comes about the size of a small can of corn. Let me read on. I want you to get the message in this today, and this will help us, I do believe. Because of his struggle for food, Simon would work hard, carrying large, heavy buckets of water on his head. He carried piles of wood and worked in rice fields, anything he could to help feed his mother and his family. But even Simon was working there was never enough to buy enough for them to eat. This area of Haiti was one of the most poorest, malnutrition, hunger, and starvation. There's always a funeral, it said, that has become a way of life because of starvation. Little Simon had a heavy responsibility upon his, this is a few hundred miles south of the good old years of LA. Little Simon had a heavy responsibility upon his shoulders. He often thought, if my father was alive, he would take care of us. Sometimes he thought, if something happens to my brother or my sisters, it will be my fault. I am the man of the house, and it is my responsibility to work to help my mother buy food each day. But as the days and the months went on, things grew worse. This is a true story from the mission field. Simon would come back from a hard day's work to find his mother crying. All that she had in the pot was some boiling water with salt in it. Many times Simon would see the baby brother and sister eating the dirt on the floor of the hut. Would you like to complain to God today? He didn't say that, I did. His mother bought tea, this is T-E, at the market for the children to eat just to fill their stomachs. T-E is a clay and dirt mixture of water, salt, with a little bit of lard. The poor eat it just to stop the hunger. The story gets worse. Soon after, when Simon was coming home to his hut, he heard his mother talking outside to someone. It was one of the village ladies. She told Madame Pierre, that's the little boy's mother, she had heard that in the northwestern part of Haiti, that's the corner right over next to Cuba, people were buying children. People were buying children who could work hard. And the woman says to this little boy's mother, since you have a good, strong son, maybe you could sell him and use the money to buy food for the other children. I would never do that, his mother replied. Simon listened through the mud wall but never said anything. He knew his mother loved him and that she would never do anything like that.